Hello and welcome to the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Sports Rundown, presented by Cooks and produced by River Street Productions. I'm Assistant Sports Editor Brandon Moree.
And I'm Sports Editor Zach Colburn.
And for the third consecutive Friday night, we saw another big inter-county basketball matchup as East Wilkes traveled to Moravian Falls to take on the Eagles. In the varsity girls game, East Wilkes used a balanced attack to edge Wilkes Central 45-40. The win moves the Cardinals to 4-1 on the year and 2-0 in the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference. Wilkes Central, on the other hand, is still trying to put all the pieces together, and with the loss to East Wilkes, drops to 4-5 overall and 0-2 in the MVAC. Tess Jolly led all scorers with 16 points, while Alexis Purdue added 11, and Chelsea Edwards chipped in 8. For Wilkes Central, Taylor Maston had a team-high 14 points. In the boys' game, the Eagles moved to 2-0 in the conference as they took care of East Wilkes 71-59. The Cardinals pulled to within 1 point of the Eagles with less than 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter, but Wilkes Central responded with an 11-0 run that started with a Trent Love three-pointer in the third quarter and continued into the fourth. That stretch essentially pushed the Eagles over the top. Cruz Lowe had a team-high 18 points, while freshmen Noah Johnson and Skylar Brooks added 12 and 10 respectively. Joa Logan led all scorers with 26 points.
Out in Millers Creek, the Blackhawks returned home for the first time in nearly a month and walked away with a split against Mountain Valley Athletic Conference foe Elkin. In the girls' game, the Buckanoes continued their hot start to the season as they improved to 9-0 with a 51-35 win against the Blackhawks. Kylie Thomas led the way for Elkin as she poured in 20 points, but Gigi Gilbert was the game's leading scorer as she ended the night with 22. Elizabeth Huffman added 5 points and 3 assists for the Blackhawks, and Caitlin Shepard had a team-high 8 rebounds. West Wilkes is now 1-7 on the year and 0-2 in the conference. In the boys' game, West Wilkes moved back to 500 on the season as they handled the Buckanoes 65-39. For the season, West Wilkes is 4-4 and 2-0 in the league, but all 4 of those losses came on the road. On Friday night, Alex Greer led all scorers with 17 points despite sitting out the first half. Greer made 3 of his 4 three-point attempts in the game. Cole Scabo added 11 points, and Jesse Brown pitched in 10. For Elkin, Bo Burgess was the leading scorer with 10 points. West Wilkes turned the ball over 7 times on the night and forced the Elks to turn it over 23 times.
North Wilkes was also in action on Friday night as they traveled up the mountain to Sparta to square off with Allegheny. The Vikings swept the varsity doubleheader as the girls, who are now 8-0 on the season and 2-0 in the conference, won 64-21, and the boys held off a late surge from the Trojans to win 37-35. There was also some wrestling action on Friday night as East Wilkes hosted North Stokes. The Cardinals earned a 51-24 win thanks to pins from 5 wrestlers: 120-pounder Jesse Aguilar, 126-pounder Josh Parker, 132-pounder Adam Moore, 170-pounder Jonathan Lopez, and 182-pounder Colby Cooper all ended their bouts with pins on Friday night. East Wilkes' 160-pounder Brandon Stamper also earned a win with a 6-2 decision.
This week, the North Wilkes basketball teams will be playing at Newton Conover. West Wilkes is hosting High Brighton, and Wilkes Central is playing at Surrey Central. The East Wilkes girls will also be playing in the inaugural South Data Winter Classic held at North Surrey High School later in the week. There are also a couple of big wrestling tournaments this week as West Wilkes will be hosting their annual Blackhawk Duels, and North Wilkes is hosting their Royal Viking Classic.
We're starting a brand new Question of the Week feature this week, so if you think you know the answer, find us on Facebook or Twitter or send us an email. Correct answers will be submitted into a drawing for an appetizer of your choice at the dispensary. Here's this week's question. This season, East Wilkes football coach J.K. Atkins won the MVAC Coach of the Year award. Who was the last coach from Wilkes County to win that award? Here's a hint. It wasn't that long ago. As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WJP_sports. And while you're at it, go ahead and like us on Facebook too. We'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors, Cooks, Foothills Auto Spa, and the Dispensary for their support. This has been the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Sports Rundown presented by Cooks. Thanks for watching.